All right, looking at vitamins. Vitamins are organic compounds. You don't need very many of them, but here again, they're going to be important for metabolic processes. They're not produced by cells, especially not enough for your body to work properly. Vitamins are fat soluble. These I would like you to know. I don't remember if I put it on the test or not, but fat soluble A, D, E, and K. You can overdose on those. You can take too much and it will not be good for you. Water soluble vitamins, B, all of your B vitamins, and vitamin C, which is why when people get a cold, a lot of the cold vitamins are just loaded with vitamin C. You can sit and pop vitamin C all day, and it's water soluble. The excess is going to leave your body. Fat soluble, these vitamins will be stored in your body, and then you can get too many there. So fat soluble will only dissolve in fats and are influenced by other factors that are going to affect your fat absorption. So fat soluble dissolve in the fat storages in your body. They're stored in moderate quantities, so that's where I said it can lead to overdose of these. They're usually not destroyed by cooking or processing food. So if I take my vitamins plus the vitamins that you get from food are going to stay with it, and they're going to stay in your body. Some vitamins, when you cook, and you might hear that, like vegetables. There's a big debate over whether cooked vegetables is better for you or fresh vegetables are better for you. And this is why. Because cooking can sometimes destroy the vitamins that are in some foods. Here, I'm not going to read through all this. This is in your book. But you can see some of the different fat-soluble vitamins and the foods that it comes from and your recommended daily amounts. So, for example, vitamin D you hear a lot about because sunlight helps your skin to produce vitamin D, so your body produces some. However, if you don't have enough vitamin D, then your body does not absorb calcium. So all of these vitamins are important, and the right-hand side shows you good sources of each type of vitamin. Water-soluble vitamins, B vitamin C, they're also necessary for metabolism and breakdown of carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins. Here, cooking can destroy these vitamins. So that's why sometimes fresh foods, if you're looking for vitamin C, a fresh food is better than a cooked food. Vitamin C, also called ascorbic acid, you might see that term quite a bit, especially if you're reading ingredients. Sometimes this is even used to help store things. It's needed for production of collagen material, think of face. Vitamin C actually, and I'm not saying that it will prevent wrinkles in your skin, but it helps with collagen production. Metabolism, breakdown of amino acids. In order for your body to absorb iron, vitamin C is important. So iron pills, if you take vitamins with iron, taking vitamin C and iron together is a good idea. Taking calcium and iron together is not a good idea because they kind of battle each other, and then the iron is not absorbed as well. So if you're serious about taking vitamins, some work together better than others do. And then here's a similar table with your water-soluble vitamins. Notice there's many B vitamins. Most of them have a scientific name that goes with them. Some of them, for example, vitamin B6 is just called vitamin B6. Minerals, we haven't talked about that yet. Dietary minerals mineral is something that comes from the soil. They're essential. Here again, most of these nutrients are important for breaking down of everything, for metabolism. Minerals are responsible for 4% of your body weight, so fairly small. They're concentrated mostly in your bones and teeth, so that's where minerals are used the most. They can be incorporated into organic or inorganic, and others are free ions. So minerals kind of fit into a lot of different categories. Minerals are important here again for structure of the body cells. They also help to make or produce enzymes, being part of the enzymes. Osmotic pressure in your blood and fluids for movement. Here is probably one of the key ones. I'd actually probably move that up higher. Nerve impulses. A lot of your minerals are going to form those ions, so potassium ions, sodium ions, very important for nerve impulses and muscle contraction. Also blood clotting and making sure your pH levels are normal. Here, notice a calcium phosphorus, 75% of your minerals. They are your major minerals. Calcium and phosphorus are very important. Other ones would include potassium, sodium, chlorine, and magnesium and sulfur. And here is another table that shows your sources. Trace elements are nutrients that you need, but you need very small amounts of each. Iron is one of those. You do not need large amounts of iron. Iron, manganese, copper, selenium, fluorine, which you usually get as fluoride, chromium. So these would be elements that your body needs, but in very, very small quantities. And here again is the other table. Iodine, a lot of times iodine is found in salt. So when you buy your salt, it's called iodized. So iodine a lot of times will be found in your salt shaker. So adequate diet. An adequate diet should provide energy that you need, nutrients that you need. You need to grow, repair, maintain. And that is different for everybody. Individual nutrient requirements vary with sex, with gender. Males typically require more calories than females. Age, students at your age require more calories than I do. Growth rate, when you're going through a growth spurt, and that as parents a lot of times you notice when your kids are growing because they eat constantly. Physical activity, what you do, stress, and sometimes, you know, there's stress eating, which not necessarily your body doesn't need that food, but stress sometimes contributes to your hunger and things like that. Genetic, some people, and everybody knows little skinny mini who can eat all day long and it does not seem to affect them even as they get older. And environmental factors. My plate is something you can look up. It's a new design to organize food, showing, you know, you should have like this much protein. Most of your plate should be vegetables and fruits and things like that. And that is something, you know, everybody's on a diet. It doesn't mean that you're trying to lose weight. You might have a good diet and you might have a bad diet. I can tell you right now that I do not eat enough fruits and vegetables. That V8 Fusion, if you've seen me drinking at lunch, I like that. And fruit, I probably eat more than, I eat vegetables in spurts. I know that my diet is not perfect, and I know better. So I should know what I should be eating. I just choose not to. So here's my plate, and you can look this up, but typically, your fruits and vegetables should take up half of your plate. Grains, and here whole grains are better than like your simple sugars. Protein, and then dairy. And that's, you can look at that online, or you can look at that on your notes again later. BMI is used to determine whether a person is adequate weight, overweight, or obese. You can actually also go online and do that. You can plug in your height, you can plug in your weight, you can plug in your age, and it'll give you an estimated BMI. It's not completely accurate, but it can give you an estimate and can tell you whether you are normal, actually even underweight. I've never been there, but there is a category for that. Underweight, adequate, overweight, obese, so you can plug in and see. There's actually calipers where they do like skin tests and they can do fat tests for better measurements. Malnutrition is poor nutrition, and that does not mean that you look anorexic. I would bet every one of you that I'm talking to in my room and online have had days where you've had malnutrition. I think of ball game days, where I eat my breakfast, but I probably have, a walking taco for supper or whatever. Malnutrition simply means you're not getting the nutrition that you need. There are lots of people that are overweight that suffer malnutrition. So results from not your adequate essential nutrients, failure to utilize them, undernutrition, overnutrition. Like I said, honestly, our obesity problem in the United States probably stems from malnutrition. It's a whole lot cheaper and easier to make mac and cheese than it is to make broccoli and your fruit and everything that you should have. Here's this chart kind of works. So I'm probably about somewhere in here. And then it's going to show your healthy, and I would probably fall in blue. But you can look at your height and you can look at your weight. This is very generic. This is not gender-based, so this is not perfect. But it's something that you can look at and kind of see where you would fall on that chart. And that is the end of the digestive unit.